The South Florida Business Report, the only show devoted exclusively to the local business community, is brought to you as a public service by Florida Blue, In Pursuit of Health, and by Child Group Wealth Management, Let Us Guide You, and by the Gehring Group, a premier insurance brokerage, and by the Ticktin Law Group, the lawyers you want between you and your problems. Now, here's all the local business news from the lemonade stand to the boardroom.
Hello, everyone. I'm David Weir, and thanks for joining us. Coming up on this week's edition of the South Florida Business Report, some of the stories we'll be covering. Flamboyant attorney Stuart Willie Gary hits the headlines once again. AT&T leads a parade of Florida's 10 worst companies for customer service, and Treasure Coast orange growers suffer the lowest sales on record. We'll have all this and the top-breaking local business news stories right after these words.
Time to call Ticktin.
You didn't plan for a crash, and now you need a lawyer. I have been fighting for crash victims for decades. You deserve to be paid for your pain, inconvenience, and loss of enjoyment of life. No matter how big or small the accident, we will fight to get you your money. It's time to call Ticktin.
Visit LegalBrains.com or now call ** Law.
Coming up, we'll explore the business behind the legal profession when I talk with our show's legal editor, Peter Ticktin. And in an interview taped earlier, I asked Peter how he put together his firm team of 34 lawyers.
Well, you know, we do spend a lot of money advertising. You know, you've probably seen the ads, time to call Ticktin. Yeah. We wanted to use the one to turn to, but you guys already had that. Yeah. So we had to find another good line, and this came to us through somebody here, actually.
You know, that's, some lawyers disagree with advertising. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, we're a retail firm. We bring in, you know, we service the public for the most part. We have some very important clients that are corporate and government, but basically most of our clients are just normal people that run into whatever problems they run into. And how do you let them know that you're one of those firms that will welcome them in, and where you have your systems built to be able to cater to them?
At a reasonable cost, I might add. Yeah.
At a reasonable cost. Well, you know, the fact of the matter is that although a lot of lawyers will deny this, legal service is a commodity. Okay, people come in. You don't need, you know, Clarence Darrell to do a will or to do many of the things that are needed to be done, even small lawsuits or your typical. All you need is a good lawyer. And so what we do is, we've got 34 lawyers now in the firm. Right. And we put an emphasis in hiring on their character. Normally in business, not just law firms, but any business, you hire people for what they know, and then you end up firing them for who they are. Right. So we hire for character and teach the skills. Make sure that they're really able to do top-notch. We get really good, bright people.
Well, where do you get? Where do you find these people?
From the law schools. We advertise on their placement services, and then they come in. But we go through a major process. You know, anything in business that you want to accomplish, you need to know where you're going before you get there. Yeah. Yogi Berra said that, you got to be careful if you don't know where you're going, because you might not get there. Well, the fact of the matter is goals are everything. If I tell my assistant that I need to be in Cleveland tomorrow, she has no problem. She'd get me there. If I tell her I need to be somewhere and don't tell her where, she's not going to be able to accomplish that. Right. So goals are important. So we've laid out what we are looking for in terms of that character. Not just honesty, integrity, somebody that will really treat the clients right, but also creativity and other factors that we're looking for. Then we go through a questionnaire period where we send the questionnaire to the applicant, and that may come back in such a way that shows us the person's a narcissist, or if it's all about I, then we know, not even to give an interview. But if they pass the questionnaire, then we give an interview where we have the questions that are designed to find out about honesty. You can't just say, "Are you honest?" Because an honest person will honestly say yes, and a dishonest one will dishonestly say the same answer. So, look, we're courtroom lawyers. If we don't know how to basically interview somebody well enough to find out what they really are, and I will say sometimes we make mistakes, but for the most part, we hire really good people, and that's who we have to connect with our clients.
Well, you know, the general public out there, you know, say the lawyers are too expensive, and some of the industry observers are saying that the lawyers are pricing themselves out of the market to the average person, you know. What's your comment on that?
Well, legal services are expensive. Well, I cannot say that I can do. I can provide, you know, a Morton Steakhouse meal at a McDonald's price.
Right.
But I sure can cut things to the point where we're as cost effective as possible. Like, for instance, our discovery department. I have people just as smart as lawyers that are doing discovery, but they don't charge lawyers salaries or the hourly fees.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we've got all of the different divisions of discovery that are done by normal people. And not that lawyers aren't normal, but some of them are. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, we've done all kinds of things to set this up in a way that's cost effective using today's technology to the hilt. That's why we're able to have 12 different offices around the state, and everything is handled in Deerfield Beach, which is, and you know, we have an office right here in West Palm Beach as well. But in terms of, you know, where we even have the legal assistants, they're all located in one place. So you know, they can cover for each other and work for each other rather than replicate everything around the state.
All right, Peter Ticktin, thanks a lot for being thanks a lot for being a sponsor of the South Florida Business Report. We really appreciate that. And in closing, it's time to call Ticktin.
It is.
You're not the one to turn to now. You can't steal that one. But
David,
thanks a lot for being here, Peter. God
Thank you
bless
for having me.
All right.